from the sky. No one and no alibi. Lies burning hotter than the sun. Fake prophets cashing in the dream. Selling hope through a broken beam. What's the truth? Where's it gone?
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Monday, October 27th, 2025. How are thee, thou, and them? Though, right? It's Monday. It is. I knew it felt like football Monday. That's right. Tonight we're going to have a little bit of good show. Good show. We're going to talk about how do you, as an abductee experiencer, CCC, how do you deal, Ben, Jeanette, with the mental exhaustion that comes from being an abductee / experiencer? Huh? How you deal with it? Who do you go to? Do you go to a shrink? Do you talk to a shrink? I'd love to talk to a shrink. I would love to talk to a shrink. Did I say that twice? You know why? I want to get to the root of everything that's wrong. Even though I know what's wrong with me, I want to see if they can pinpoint what's wrong with me. And then you know what happens? They're going to convince me something else is wrong with me, and I'm going to forget about all my problems. And I'm going to have new problems. That's why I don't go see somebody. All you got to do is have someone you trust to talk to, say what you got to say to them, and have them say, you know, I feel you. And you were right. Now let's talk about me. That's what you need to hear. Because it's not about you. You make life about you. I do. We all do. We want our own universe to be. Is it conjoined? That's a horrible, ugly word. That's one of the ugliest words in the English language. It's almost as bad as the N-word. Matter of fact, let's make it an offensive word, conjoined. It's awful, right? Conjoined. Somebody's going to name their kid conjoined. Oh, what a cute little baby. What's her name? Conjoined. Twin? There's another one there? That's the world we live in, my little Pocahontases and Pokemon. Pokemon. We got a weird show to go over, though, today. A lot of weird stuff happening in the UFO community. People they're going nuts over this 3-eye atlas. They really, all right, let's do this now. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a poll live on the show. Hey, that sounds interesting. Hello, Kelly Lewis, Mystic Music. Oh, you guys are members. Thank you. And Carnundrum, welcome to the show. As is Jeanette, and Glenn Collins is here. How you doing, everybody? Bernie, a member forever. Brian Yates, what's up, my brother? Sadie, thank you for being a member as well. Thanks, everybody, for hanging. Yeah, if you want to help, support, you guys know what to do. All right, so what was I doing? I was going to pull something up. What was I going to do? I forgot what I was going to do. Kelly Lewis, wow, 2 years and a month you've been a member. It shows it, but look how it shows it on my end. No colorization. I got to get out of this melon, this platform that I use. I think I'm going to go back to StreamYard. It'll be $25 more a month, but I really think it's sharper all around. And I want this. Today we had a problem. It didn't work. I never had that problem with StreamYard, maybe once in 3.5 years. I just don't want to pay $60 a month, $55 a month. It's like outrageous. But I'll think about it. Hey, thank you, Kelly. Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to do. It almost came back to me. Glenn Collins, how you doing, brother? David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Welcome to the show after 7, O'Cock. Thanks, everybody. All right. So today, how do you deal with that mentality? Like, you were abducted. See, I don't have a problem with the experience. I may have had 2 or 3 experiences, but the 2 that really hurt in a great way. Like, I can't stop thinking every day. I get a reminder of, I'll be in your head before you wake up. What? Who would have it? Why would that be even a dream? That sounds like I'm in another movie. It sounds like I'm in another me. I'll be in your head before you wake up. I do the voice. I realize it's me trying to hide my own voice from myself so I don't know it's me. Am I exchanging? Because I'm telling you, what you see now today, this guy wasn't here 10 days ago. I don't know who this guy is. It's me, but it isn't. I know I'm saying all the right things. I'm saying everything that would sound like, I'm me. Why would I say such a thing? A lot of things aren't the same. I look at myself, I don't look the same. I see my eyes are brighter, too wide. Usually they're like this, right? I don't know, but there's something wrong with me. And my body's a little off. Like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about my body. But all I know is it was more defined 10 days ago than it is now. And it should be really defined, like, cut, ripped. And overnight, it's just not the same. You guys don't understand. I'm not me, all right? Although I like the no puking. If this is the person I have to be to not get sick, all right, I'll deal with it. The clothes cover up all the defects and, right? Yeah. I am so absolutely normal. You have no idea. Every one of you think the same thing about yourselves, just a little differently. Oh, there was a really interesting study about your inner voice. Check this out. Did you know? Let's pull this up. I think it was. All right, let me just pull it up on. Let's do Chat GBT because it really is the best. I'm going to go there. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me see. How do I word this? You have to be really good at wording this stuff. Oh my God. What was I talking about? Not being myself, but what was I saying? What was I going to do? Guys, I can't remember. My memory's been bad all day. You were told I have. Oh, by the way, that video you have, can I play that, please? Not now, but I want to play it in a little bit. Because you got some really weird stuff, and I want to share it. The inner voice? No. Hi, Anjali. No. The inner voice, inner voice. Oh, that's right. Thank you, thank you. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. She. C. Hi, Paris Diamond. Okay, so the inner voice, inner voice. All right. How many people, what percentage of, okay, like when you think and you hear something, do you hear your own voice? Some people hear their own voice, but get this, some people don't have an inner voice. Like right now, I hear a song that keeps playing over and over in my head, and the song is playing, but in my mind, when I sing it, it's me. You know, and when I have thoughts like, oh, I wonder if it's going to keep raining, I hear my voice. I don't hear, you know, I wish I heard what is that? What is that guy, Attenborough? David Attenborough? As he looks out the window, he sees a torrential downpour that he must share with everybody on his mobile phone. But the thunder and lightning scares him. But yet he can't look away. You know that I did that today actually. I sent a storm. All right. So how many people, what percentage of people hear their own voice as their inner voice? Here we go. What percentage of people hear their inner voice as their own? This is something scientists and psychologists have studied quite a bit. And this is, here's what's known. Most people, roughly 70 to 80%, I was going to say 80, report hearing their inner voice in their own voice. The same tone, pitch, and personality as when they speak out loud. A smaller group, about 10 to 15%, say their inner voice sounds like someone else's. For example, a parent or a teacher or neutral narrator, not them. Oh, that's so weird. The remaining 10 to 20% report no voice at all. Instead, experiencing silent thoughts. Wait, that's an oxymoron. Silent thoughts. Thoughts are what you're thinking. And thoughts create, oh my God, don't say it, things. I said it. See, I think these people do hear their own voice, but are ashamed to say it or don't realize it's their own voice because they're mental. However, let's just go with this statistic and let's imagine they're not mental. Why did I hit myself? The remaining 10 to 20 report no voice at all, instead experience silent thoughts, abstract symbols, or visual thinking rather than verbalized inner speech. Well, I do the visual and the inner speech. I think they just don't get it. I think these are the people in society that go out picketing no kings. These numbers are varying slightly depending on how studies are designed. For instance, in 2021, study from Durham University and work by psychologist Russell Hurlbert, who studies inner experience sampling. Both support this general range. So, in short, around 3/4 of people hear their inner voice in their own voice. While, well, then it says, would you like me to explain why some people, oh, this is the chat GPT. Would you like me to explain why some people don't hear inner voice or how that relates? Oh, yeah. Do I just type yes? Yes. It worked. Why some people don't hear an inner voice. Not everyone's brain processes thoughts through language. This is so interesting to me. There are different modes, quote unquote, of inner experience, and people vary in how much they rely on each. Number one, verbal thinkers. These people have strong inner speech. They hear, quote unquote, their thoughts like spoken sentences. The inner voice often sounds like their own speaking voice, sometimes with tone and emotion. That goes against what they just said it was. They may even argue with themselves or rehearse conversations internally. I do that. Do you guys, like, I remember I had to talk to my boss about something and I had to remember, how am I going to lie to get away with this? And I came up with something and it didn't work. Because they always know when you're lying, especially when they got video. This group tends to do well with writing language and self reflection. Now, number two, the visual thinkers. Those were the verbal thinkers. Visual thinkers, their thoughts appear more like images, scenes, or mental movies rather than words. But I do that too. Don't you? All right. For them, thinking feels silent. They see, quote unquote, ideas instead of hearing them, quote unquote. People like artist Temple Grandin have described this vividly. Vividly. I think in pictures. This group often excels at spatial reasoning, design, and visualization. 3, the last one, abstract and conceptual thinkers. They experience thoughts as shapes, feelings, or conceptual flashes, not words or images. Wait, hold on. Didn't they just say images? They experience thoughts as shapes, feelings, or conceptual flashes, not words or images. But a shape is an image. Do you see the... No? All right, we'll make believe. We'll have to suspend disbelief right now. Their inner world is more about knowing than narrating. And finally, this style is common in mathematicians, engineers, and some philosophers. That is so freaking interesting to me. How some people can be in certain, I guess what, professions, depending on how they think. You think, well, as long as you get the same answer, it doesn't matter how you get there. As long as you get there, right? But there's more than one answer to a problem in a lot of situations. And get this, I just learned this in a movie. Sometimes there are no answers. It was an uplifting movie. All dogs go to heaven. No, it wasn't. I was just kidding. Remember that though? Remember that movie? So that's interesting how people hear an inner voice. I hear myself, and I got to tell you, I'd rather hear me than anybody else. But if I was to pick somebody, who would I pick to hear my inner thoughts? I want you to put in the chat room a celebrity, pick a celebrity, dead or alive, who you would want your inner voice to sound like. I want to see it. Let me think of one. Not Schwarzenegger. No, I need somebody who sounds interesting. No, not Alex Jones, not Howard Stern, not Joe Rogan. Who sounds maybe Jordan Peterson. But I don't know, man. He gets a little bit, that's a tough one. Charlie Kirk. I really enjoyed listening to Charlie Kirk. I said dead or alive. All right, we'll pick an alive person then. For my inner voice. No, not Eddie Murphy. I don't know. I was born. No. Who's the guy who ran Hell's Kitchen? No. Well, no, not Vince McMahon from WWE. Yeah, I don't. Oh, maybe who was the guy in the wheelchair the whole time? Stephen Hawking? I like his little robot voice. That would be fun. I'll go with that one. Richard, would you like to play a game? Sure. Sure. Yeah, can you imagine? Hey, if you guys want to help support Truthology for Ufology, all the links are in the show description. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Let's get on to our next subject of interest. What's going on with the brightness over ye? All right. Oh, I was supposed to play something first. I always forget that. We got a little bit of Nick Pope today. I got a post from Anjali. Let's start with the post from Anjali on X today. So, Anjali, let me post it so you guys trust me. This is a nice little post. I enjoyed this one. Isn't this from today? As above, so below. I do the Anjali post every show now. Yeah. I think I missed the last show though. I don't remember. All right, here we go. Put me in the box, please. Thank you. We'll give maximum visuals. As above, so below. I have nothing to prove. WRT. What does that mean? With my understanding of the adage, as above, for context, see quoted comments below. Relevant to what I have learned from my contact with the Council of NHI beings from 2017 to present, note though some call them aliens or ET today, thousands of years ago we would have called these benevolent beings angels. Oh. See? I knew it. They're angels, man. They really are. Angels and demons, perhaps both, you know? I think so. I really do. Well, if there's a way to communicate, that means there's some sort of exchange of energy that I don't understand because I don't know how to do it. But that some people vibrate at a level where they are seen as a beacon, maybe, or as someone that may be available for the next evolutionary way of thinking, for lack of a better term. So I have been trying to be open-minded, even though you still hear me say I don't buy it. It's very difficult for me to buy into it because I haven't done it. However, let's not forget, I have said many times, I feel like I'm being called to go outside and see these things. And more than half the time, which I think is an incredible percentage, I would see something that was unexplainable. And I couldn't always get it on video. Things happen very quickly. So somebody said, yeah, man, you're like a beacon. And I'm like, oh, maybe I am. Now I realize it could be, well, I just realized this a little bit, maybe a year or so ago, that yeah, I may be one of those vibrating and ready for the next level. And it took me 20 something years to get there. I'm just blind. And I don't know how. I may need help to get there and figure it out. But what's been happening lately has been very interesting. And I don't talk about this on the show anymore. I mean, I used to, but a lot of shadows, black balls. Yeah, like a lot of people see the white. I see black. Everything's black. Now, I know maybe I've got those things in my eye. You know, I don't know what they're called. An astigma, is that what I got? Or then why isn't it happening all the time? And why does it happen like if it was something in my eye, when I look this way and this way, it would follow if it was, but I could just sit here and nothing happens. I could do this and this, nothing happens. And then I'll be looking down on the phone, then all of a sudden, right underneath the phone. I never feel it. And I go, okay, I didn't move my eye from right to left. So what, and this has happened dozens of times, dozens in the last 2 months. It is out of control with me. And then I just told you about possibly a miraculous healing to my body, which I am calling a miraculous healing right now, I am in uncharted territory. I've only been here once or twice before. What do I mean? This is the longest I've gone in 4 years without puking. 23 days now. 22 days. 25's the most. Yeah. You could factor in, you got your blood sugar to normal and it just took your body 6 months to get there. And oh yeah, I've been praying and praying and praying. All of a sudden I did something a little different this time, and it worked. And the next day I was feeling amazing, like miraculous. And that's why I think I might buy into the alien/angel hypothesis, theory, conspiracy, whatever you want to call it. I think it's really interesting what's happened to me, somebody who is so skeptical. Still a little bit, because I haven't had the experience, but I've had flashes to maybe get me used to it in a slow manner because I'm so against believing in it. But that's not true. Because the people who can communicate, some of them I believe. Some of them I don't. Christopher Bledsoe. Damn it. I want to believe, but I don't believe him. I really do. I just don't. His story is very common, and I've seen these tricks before. Blurry videos, Anyway, it's a very interesting world we're living in. I like that post by Anjali today. Our thoughts and actions in the material world characterized as below in consciousness state. Huh? Yeah. Check this out. Oh, wait, I went over. I'm sorry. Everything in the universe is connected. I'm up top. A fractal of the whole, the human body being a microcosm of the macrocosmic universal whole. Source. Separation is an illusion. We are one great awareness, experiencing, being everything. Well, I'll be thinking the same frickin' thing. That is exactly right on the money, in my opinion. Feels like it. Everything in the universe is connected. A fractal of the whole, the human body being a microcosm of the macrocosmic universal whole. Source. Separation is an illusion. We are one great awareness, experiencing, being everything. And this is just one stop in probably billions of how many lifetimes are we going to live and experience. So when we pass on, we just go to another living experience. We get reborn, which is a reincarnation, into something chosen of, well, we don't know. But it's all going to be okay. See, I don't like it. There is a continuous universal pattern connecting all phenomena, the spiritual and physical realms being intertwined and mirrors of each other. Yeah. Wow. This is amazing. Where is this from? This is really good. Wow. Okay. Next. Jesus, the Nazarene, was a master student of this wisdom, essential to his teaching, as of within, so without, echoing that our inner state of consciousness being is reflected in the external world/universe around us. This gives rise to the cyclical relationship between spiritual and mental manifestation and the state of the material/physical world. Why is this perfectly said? This is meant for me today. I'm telling you, this is freaking awesome. It's true. Why does this feel so right tonight? I never feel like this. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm told you I'm not me. Something changed. Our thoughts and actions in the material world, well, characterized as below in consciousness states, have effects in the etheric spiritual world, characterized as a higher consciousness state above. This is the secret teaching of creation and its relationship with thought. Oh, man. Thoughts create things. Our observer focused microcosm, humanity, contains a divine spiritual consciousness spark from the divine macrocosm. The divine exists within the individual, making humans an integral part of the cosmic whole. Absolutely. We are giving information to the one, the all seeing, whatever you want it to be, God. In my world, in my thought, God is everywhere, is everything, and it knows us all. It's Santa Claus with the kick of reality. Now, God's real. God is real. One thing that keeps bringing me back is my health. Number one, it reminds me of why. Number two, what is number two? Well, holy man, that's 3 times tonight. I forgot what I was going to say. All right, don't worry about it. Our observer-focused microcosm. Oh, I already read that. As the council says, we are one, and the perception of separation is a temporary illusion state to experience oneself as everything individually. Oh, I love that. The ultimate goal of our material being work is a complete spiritual transformation that consciously, perceptually, and perpetually separates and reunites the ever united physical, mental, and spiritual, the one source. Historically, academically, I've learned through study that as above, so below originates from approximately 100 to 200 BCE from an ancient Egyptian to ancient Greek thrice great tradition of Thoth and Hermes. Trismegistus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ancient Mesopotamia and ancient Far East. Hashtag esotericism. Esotericism. Did I say that right? Oh, it doesn't matter. Regarding the spiritual, mental, and material state of being and alchemical purification of the soul. Jesus the Nazarene was a prophet who did not suffer an external crucifixion, but an internal one that we may all achieve, that his miracles were parables, that after his public death, still very much alive, he traveled back to the Far East. There he rejoined his master for further #Enlightenment studies and produced children with his wife, Mary the Magdalene, their bloodlines still active today. And here it is each of our journeys to determine what we believe. I believe in that. Isn't that wonderful? It is. Yeah, it's each of our journeys to determine what we believe, what we seek to understand, what we will learn, and how we will grow from our experiences. We each have our own choices to make and must not blindly follow anyone else's words. I am simply sharing my own journey and understanding from my own life-altering experiences. I reserve the right to change my heart and mind at any time. You should too. End of statement. At this time, I don't even want to get started on what the council says about the God of this world. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Anjali. I could talk about that for another hour. Isn't that nice? It just felt right. And I'm not going to go back and explain every detail again because it'll take a long time. But I'll put the link, which I never do, but I'm going to put the link to that post in the show description as soon as the show ends. I want you to look at that, read it on your own. It is really, really cool. Cool. I don't know what else to say. It was awesome. Yay. All right. You know what it was? It was enlightening to me. It felt like it hit me right where I live. It's nearly a perfect way that I can explain what I believe is happening. Kind of. Sort of. All right. Hold on a second. Let me just clean this up because something weird happened earlier today, and I have all these login codes that have completely threw my show off. There we go. Okay. All right. So there's this. Hold on. Let me. Sometimes I. Oh, okay. Sometimes I'll. Excuse me. I'll pull a link to something I think is interesting, and then when I get it and I start looking at it before I talk about it with you, I'll see something that I didn't see, and I'm like, I can't show this. And this is one of those. So this is Eddie Abbott posted this. Says, check this out. He said, when I first became a whistleblower and went on Earth Files, you know that Linda Moulton Howdy Doody Fresh and Fruity show? Well, he did that in 2020. He explains in detail how craft create a cloud around themselves and hide in plain sight. You're going to die when you see this. And then Linda became very nervous about this and said that this information will scare people. And this is what I've been telling the public for 5 years. Now, the video I'm going to show you is what this guy believes is how UFOs hide in clouds. And what you're going to see is a man-made mushroom cloud. Everybody's very familiar with those clouds where there's smoke and you go, whoo, and then the circle is spinning up, right? And it's just boom, 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 boom. That's all this is. This guy thinks we're looking at a UFO hiding. And this is one of the whistleblowers who came out in 2020. See what I mean? Well, you haven't yet. All right, here we go. Here we go. Eddie Abbott says, check this out. All right, here we go. You can tell just by looking at it. Aren't you upset already? Me too. Go. This is basically like cloud seeding. This is the most Yeah, he didn't record what he saw in video. So he's taking this and showing the world an example of what he says are UFOs hiding in clouds that are formed around. Now, you know why that's a dumbass comment? Because you're going to be seen in the sky as an unusual cloud, and you're going to call attention to yourself, you yo-yo. It's the dumbest thing. I hate when people use that. Oh, they use clouds. But what about the people on the other side? What about the people 20 miles that way that it's not being blocked by the clouds? It's only blocked in front of you. So you think that, oh, it's blocking the whole world from seeing it. No. No. If it's in the cloud and it does one of these, yeah, I'd believe it's hiding in the cloud. But it's not hiding in the cloud. Children think this way. Children. This music has got to end. I can't handle it. I feel like I'm going to pee my pants watching that thing. All right, bye-bye. Unreal. That guy's a whistleblower too. Trustworthy individual. I don't want to. Oh my God. Oh, Bugonia. will blow your mind. Well, that's what they're saying about this movie. I got to show you. I'm telling you, I see this trailer, this 30-second trailer, and you couldn't pay me at least 100. I'll see it for 100. This doesn't look good at all. But it could be great. It could be a sleeper. You ready? This movie's being called incredible. Coming out this Friday. Are you excited? I see a lot of wokeness already. What happened? What's going on? It won't play.
What if someone finds out about what we're doing?
They won't. Trust me. I've done a ton of research on this.
How can you tell she's an alien?
The signs are obvious.
I'm not an alien.
You're barely even hiding it. We have 4 days to save planet Earth. I know what you are.
What if someone finds out about what we're doing?
They won't. Trust me. I've done a ton of research on this.
How can you tell she's an alien?
The signs.
How can you tell she's an alien? And the next sign is this, the next frame. And the music's horrible. All right, that's enough. Every time I click on it to play, it opens up the ad to buy a ticket.
Are obvious.
I'm not an alien.
You're barely even hiding it. We have 4 days to save planet Earth.
Boogonia. Oh, I get it. The Booga sphere. Booga. A booga booga. Get it? Scary. A booga booga. No, that's not it. You are so beautiful to me. Next, coming up on the docket. Oh, my favorite guy of all time. All right. Now, there's some people out there who think when they see John Ramirez, the ex-CIA officer / UFO bullshitter, when they see this guy speak, they think he is a god. I will. He is one of the disinfo agents, and he's the worst at it. Yeah. He's so obvious. I don't see how anybody doesn't get it. How do you not see it? How do you not see it? Bothers me. I'm going to play this clip. I want you to take a look at John Ramirez talking smack. He claims that the government is aware of an impending event in 2027, which will reveal something quite significant. So people are being prepared, he says. He's been talking shit like this for 20 years. Check it out.
And I would say I've heard.
All right, you see what I mean? Oh, first of all, just look at him. He can never play poker. He will lose all the time. He's already lying. Yeah, oh, I'm not kidding. That's a face of a liar. Some people just can't stop. Watch. Did you see it? Did you see it? That's right. This is like Nuke 5. Watch. Oh, 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 oh. The eyebrows go way to the roof. You know why? He's lying. All right. You got it? Go.
And I would say I've heard 2027 in a.
Up to the left. I don't think I'm going to tell the truth today. He even turned his head. He's lying so hard. Did you see? The whole head turned. Watch.
a kind of an official capacity I can't reveal. So I think
Ah, he heard something in an official capacity. Can't reveal it though. Figures. Why don't you just say, I have nothing to say as always, but thanks for having me on.
an official capacity I can't reveal. So I think I would say that people
Up and to the left he goes. He's gonna lie out his nose.
in the government are aware of something happening and that there's limited time.
Does that sound like somebody who's telling the truth? And there's limited time. The government knows this impending doom. No, that's not what people sound like when they're telling the truth. When they tell the truth, they know there's no mistaking it. So they say it as if, and it would go something like this. Yeah, the government's not telling us anything. I swear to you, whatever they're doing is definitely not going against the people's, it's going against the people's wishes, and the government is hiding everything. End of story. I mean, we are facing an impending doom, and I'm sorry to say that, but look into my eyes. Sorry, John, you're just a compulsive liar because you're paid to be one. You're not very good.
And that there's limited time, a few more years to prepare the people, and that's what's ramping up this acceleration from the previous 7 decades of not even acknowledging it to now we are acknowledging it at a faster and faster pace.
Acknowledging it? No. Government's still saying, not yet. Not yet. We're not going to tell you anything. Not going to tell you shit. Can't trust them. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Can't trust him. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Ross Coulthard. The Age of Disclosure, the documentary that could break the silence, and David Grusch TV interview. Rose reveals that David Grusch has a TV interview coming up soon, and that David has been very keen to get his viewpoint out there. Rose Cuckold then goes on to discuss the Age of Disclosure. He says it might be the most important documentary in UAP history, featuring Jay Stratton, El Gonzo, Eric Davis, Al Puthoff, Chris Mellon, Marco Rubio, David Fravor, and more. Stratton himself, the former head of the Pentagon's UAP task force, says this on camera. As a first-hand witness, I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings. That line alone should have forced Congress into session. Instead, we get the usual nothing burgers. The film also dives into claims of Russian crash recoveries, Vatican cover-ups, directed energy weapons, and that DOE and CIA have overseen crash retrieval since 1947, tying the secret to energy suppression and national defense. Rose calls it disclosure on steroids. Will the national security state let this film shift the public narrative, or will the media hit pieces, preemptively bury it like every truth before? What do you think's going to happen in 2027? Do you think we're going to have an overlord from the planet Vulcan? Is it going to be a herd of angry women coming from the planet bullshit? Will they be knocking on our doors? Oh, let them in, says the devil. No. Now I want you to watch this, and now you're going to have to. This comes from Skywatch Signal. It's the Rose Cuckold, the Age of Disclosure discussion. Giddy up.
Hi, Ross. With Age of Disclosure releasing soon, do you think it will move the needle for disclosure? Still after being delayed for a couple of years, along with pretty high prices to buy on Amazon. Also, do you think that there's a chance of David Grush's op-ed ever coming out?
Okay, there's two questions there. Let me deal with the David Grush one first. I don't think I'm giving anything away if I say I think there's going to be a David Grush interview coming up soon, like a TV interview. That's to come. Let's just wait and see what happens there. As for the op-ed, that's up to the mainstream media organisations that appear to be doing their level best to try and suppress this story. I certainly know David's been very keen to get his viewpoint out there, hence the new interview. On the age of disclosure, wow, my favourite quote from this is Jay Stratton, the former head of the UAP task force in the Pentagon. And he says, as a first-hand witness, and it's in the trailer, you would have seen it from the beginning of this year, I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings. It doesn't get any more definitive than that. For the life of me, I do...
No, it does. You see, when the evidence corroborates the story, then you can make that comment. It doesn't get any better than that, or whatever you just said. I want to thank David Wilcox, not Wilcox, for the $20 PayPal support. Hey, man. Yeah, thank you for being a continuing supporter. Let me see if you said any. Okay, yeah, right. And I want to thank you very much for being a continuing supporter for years. David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Thank you. That is going to come in handy immediately. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right, let's continue with Rose.
Do not know why Congress hasn't put Jay Stratton under oath in the public hearing or in a private hearing and deposed him to find out.
Hold on, guys. Yeah, I'm looking for the if there's a what do you call it? There's no closed caption. I'm sorry.
What he knows. I suspect he probably has given private evidence, but I'd love to see him in the public arena. Maybe the simple fact is that Congress is playing along with the attempts by the national security state to keep all this under wraps, and a lot of what's being done in Congress is tittle-tattle to try and amuse us people in the public arena to stop us from asking too many questions. The Age of Disclosure is going to be a very, very important documentary. It's going to air both as a theatrical release, but it's also going to be aired, I think, on Netflix. And that's huge. Oh, it might be Amazon. Hang on, I'm not quite sure.
Sorry,
Don't quote me there.
Amazon.
Yeah, but it's Amazon. Mm-hmm. But it's got Lou Elizondo, Jay Stratton, as I've just mentioned, Hal Puthoff, Eric Davis. Eric's important because, of course, he's the
Isn't it weird? For the last decade, it's the same people. Almost a decade, since 2017, 16. Right? Same people. Why aren't we seeing anybody new? Why?
A physicist who had the conversation with Admiral Tom Wilson, the former deputy DIA boss at the time, who had basically had the problems trying to get access to the legacy program. And he set out, allegedly, in detail to Dr. Eric Davis what he knew about the legacy program, the retrieval program, and the cover-up, and the attempts to reverse engineer. That, of course, is a highly disputed memo. There's another person, by the way, we could call Dr. Davis and call Admiral Tom Wilson. Put them under oath and see how they answer it. Marco Rubio is also appearing, which is quite something. I mean, this is the right-hand man to the president. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, and also National Security Director since the previous director left in ignominy. And he presumably has been briefed into the program, which is what I understand has happened relatively recently. There's been a much broadening awareness amongst the Trump administration of just what it is that the Pentagon and intelligence community know about UAPs. The big issue now for all of us is what the Trump administration does with that. Are they just going to roll over supinely and let the national security state tickle their tummy and say, hey guys, we just need to keep this quiet because it's our little secret and we'd be jeopardizing all manner of exciting and expensive...
Glenn, what does this mean? Richie got laid on the weekend and a new haircut. Barber. Who here named Richie? Do we know here? Or am I jumping the gun? Who do you know here at Goof On? You got laid on the weekend and a new haircut. Huh. I know somebody who had a haircut recently. But it was a girl, not you. You got a new haircut and got laid. Yeah, I don't understand. Are you jumping the gun? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. It's funny, though. Richie Goof On Halloween hasn't even started yet, big guy. Nope, it has not. I'm just looking. I'm seeing what's going on in the chat room. That's all. I never go in the chat room like this. What's up, Richie Gray? $2.99. I didn't see that. Let me go here. It is. You did give $2.99. Holy smokes. Dude, thank you very much, Richie Gray. It didn't ring up, did it? Because it didn't do it earlier today, I learned. When I did RSA. Well, that's great, man. Thank you so much. I see it in the regular chat, but not on my platform. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. What's up, Metalhead? Jason Semero, how you guys doing? I'm looking here. I see different names. It's weird. Yeah, it is so weird. Unreal. You guys are funny. See, this is why I don't look. Now look at what I'm doing. Now I'm looking in the chat room. I don't know. Yeah, floaties, Chicken Coop Confidential. The floaties. That's what I thought they were in my eye instead of the... But they moved around without my eye moving around. Floaties are different. They Dude, I'm telling you, I was on that train too. I really thought it was the floaties too, but it isn't. It isn't. I'm with you. I don't know because I don't have any evidence. I don't have any message. I don't have a message. Oh, I didn't think that was a bad comment. Goofball, goof on. That's okay. People are allowed to call me goof on. They just can't make threats, guys. You know? Don't make any threats. If you guys, I know you hear me talking about it, but if you support Goof On, I'd appreciate that. Let me get this here. Let me pull up this next thing. The whole thing is becoming so stupid, says Jay Anderson. Some of them are the occupants from 3i Atlas. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's getting a little crazy. This 3i Atlas thing is just now turned in my opinion, a circus for the media. For the UFO media, let's say. For the UFO media. Thank you, Richie Gray. Here, check this out. Check it. At CERN, they've used their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings, and some of them are occupants from 3i Atlas. Guys, that is so unbelievable if it's true, but we all know it isn't provable. Go.
They've used their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings.
Whoa.
And one of them are the occupants from 3i Atlas.
To be clear, CERN already has a room and a technology to open a portal to talk to extraterrestrials.
Yes.
But recently, they also used it to communicate with the beings on 3i Atlas.
That's correct.
Okay, go
yes. So those beings introduce themselves as such, like so we are the occupants of this object, and they did not show up physically. They show up as holograms. Now, they apparently showed up as holograms. They looked tall, that's what she said, and they communicated telepathically with every single scientist in the room.
Wow.
And they all got the same message, which is that they are coming in peace and are just trying to come over here to gather all the star seeds of this planet.
So when you remote viewed, did you pick up on that intention as well?
Yes and no. I believe that the direct reptilians, will be coming to Earth, but as to know what the exact intent, that I couldn't really say.
Well, this is an extraordinary development.
It is.
You remote viewed 3i Atlas. Did you do that on your own, or were you tasked with this assignment?
I was tasked by the same intelligence people I'm working with to look at the object, because those had concerns. But what I saw as a remote viewer was a mothership with occupants on board, and they were mostly direct reptilian occupants.
Okay.
That's what I saw as a remote viewer.
And that was corroborated by other remote viewers seeing the same thing.
That's correct. Yes.
The ship and Draco.
That's correct. One of them is John Vivanco, who is also a known remote viewer, and he announced it publicly as well. And other people from the Stargate program as well. So they basically all came up with the same idea.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's go into some sightings here. Somebody thinks they captured an alien. This is from Ganga today. It says, hi think tanks, contrast fixed. There does appear to be speckles of light, like I mentioned, but maybe the camera barely picks it up. I'm just going to wait until there are more events before giving a solid opinion. I notice whatever it is seems to be wearing the robe and not just the suit. Gonna have to wait and see what develops. I am keeping an open, non-critical eye. Hopefully next time they actually move while being filmed. Check this out. Whoops, sorry. Come on. There we go. Yep, that's it. That's what they're saying. Isn't that amazing? You believe it? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the other one. There it is. That's what they're saying. This is a real alien. Wearing a robe and everything. There it is close up. Could that be it? Is that what they look like? Isn't that nice? Yeah. It is a joke. But these are the ones that are getting the most attention. These are the ones that people believe are real. So, what are you going to do, right? Hey, Tacey. Sorry about your car troubles. All right, Richie Gray. I'm not a dad. I don't know if you're talking about me, but what's up, Dinkum? What's up, Bob Marley? Okay. Let me get the next thing up. Here we go. this up. Come on. Oh, I thought I accidentally. Coming soon, the UAP Alliance, the new digital hub for those who seek the truth about UAP. What is this? From Nick Pope. Do we really need this? Let me show you. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why we would need this. Look. The UAP Alliance, a new digital hub for those who seek the truth about UFO investigations, data evidence, community. The UAP Alliance is your focal point for all things related to the phenomenon. Don't we have these already? Right? I mean, I don't get it. What is New Force, National UFO Reporting? They give you all that. What is MUFON? Right? And others. You know, it doesn't make sense. How many of these do we need? Well, what? There's others out there. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But there's a lot of these out there. It's wild. Anyway. It's another way to make money, I guess, for these people. I guess, it doesn't matter what I say. All right, so this is real serious what I'm about to talk about. Because it may imply some things about some people in government. And I find this to be very serious, what is going on. Let me pull this up. From Skywatch Signal on X. Anna Paulina Luna promised to expedite the release of NASA's data on 3I Atlas. Dr. Avi Loeb has just revealed that Representative Luna will expedite the data that NASA has on 3I Atlas. This is huge. Huge thanks to Avi. No, it's not. I'm looking in the chat. What? Talked about this. Just send your credit card info. Yeah. I'm looking. What was I supposed to look for? I don't know what you guys say. But she is not going to rush because Avi Loeb, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Lunatic Luna, promised to expedite. Do you know what that means? To quicken the release of NASA's data. And when is that supposed to happen? And that's one day already. How long are we supposed to wait? She's not going to do anything. How can... Look at this person. This person says it. How can she if NASA is using the shutdown as an excuse? Thank you. Doesn't she just need to take a road trip with Avi to the University of Arizona and speak with the MRO, a high-rise principal investigator, to blow this babe wide open? That is so freaking true. Just get it over with like a Band-Aid right off. Not bad advice. I'm going to look into that. Oh, this is interesting. I just wish I had more time. Leaked 2017 phone call between CIA scientists Kit Green and remote viewer speaks of upcoming geologic destabilization catastrophic event. There was a planned meeting between high-ranking civilian and military personnel and others, the ETs, concerning geologic, you hear me? Geologic destabilization catastrophic event. Guys, I don't know what to say. This is a leaked phone call between CIA scientist Kit Green and remote viewer. Can you believe your ears? You're going to listen to this. This is so stupid. Why is everything not working out? Why is it that tonight already, this is the third time, somebody said one thing, but then another thing was going to be done? Isn't that hypocrisy?
About preparation for a future potential event. The future potential event is a geologic destabilization in the area. I'll tell you more about it in a minute, but I'm going down and answering your questions. The second question you posed was how long was the event occurrence? The event took more than 2 hours, but the witness's memory is partially blocked, and the witness does not remember the entire event. What precipitated the event? That's your question. That's the third question. Oh no, excuse me, the third was what was the cause of what occurred? And my response is there was a planned meeting between high-ranking civilian and military personnel and the others, the watchers, the extraterrestrials, to give directions concerning geologic stabilization.
All right, high-ranking military
and civilian personnel and the others, the watchers, the ETs.
All right.
What precipitated the event? I mean, what would be the basic? That's the fourth question on your email. Certain underwater, offshore, and onshore tectonic plate movements or potential movements inspired the meeting. And I feel that I don't want to go too fast for you.
Sorry, I'll stop you.
I feel
if you're going too fast, I'll say hold.
I feel that the tectonic plate movements were catalyzed by oil drilling and other incursions into the tectonic plate area by humans. What was the purpose of the event? That's your next question.
Oil drilling and other incursions by whom?
By humans into the tectonic plate, the rather sensitive tectonic plate regions. In other words, parts of the tectonic interface there up and down the California coast. They're like locking points. They're like trigger points.
And by the way, like the California coast is where like so many things have happened, right? That's where the Tic Tac incident was. This is where the Battle of LA obviously was. Guadalupe Island is only a little bit further south than Catalina Island, but Catalina Island has been spoken about plenty as having a high strangeness around it and potentially a base like underneath it or something like that. But it was Danny Sheehan that said Guadalupe Island had an extraterrestrial base in it, which again, yeah, it's only a little bit further south on the coastline. So
pretty wild. We know there's activity over there. I want to know when the next movie is coming out. What was that? Something in the sky? A tear in the sky, or a hole in the sky, or a portal in the sky? Yeah, that movie should be, because they were supposed to get a house, live right off the coast or on the coast where all those sightings occurred, where they saw the tear in the sky, portal in the sky. Remember all that a couple of years back? Pretty crazy. So, anyway. I think I've got one more. Oh, let's hope this works. I want this to pull up nicely for you. Please work. All right, here we go. Oh, it's only 7 seconds. There were some really, it says video of never before seen photos of Egypt's Area 51 uncover ancient underground complex. Yep, there's nothing. I should have looked at it, but I wanted to be just as genuinely shocked as you would be if you were watching these. So, appreciate that. Get there. Now, earlier in the show, I was talking about how people, oh, damn it, how some people may be beacons for the aliens and whatnot. And then, I was reading the Anjali thing, the post, and then we were talking about angels, demons, and I brought up the demon and UFOs, aliens. And I kind of do believe there is a connection. There has to be. Right? No, there doesn't have to be. Because if there weren't a connection between the aliens and those who die, then that means there's the spiritual realm, and then there's the UFO realm, the alien realm. And that's a lot to take over. Because you got all different evidence. If you're going to live and research that way, then you can never crisscross those ideologies together. That to me doesn't seem right. Because some of the things that people see just don't seem like they're dead people. So do you automatically put them in the UFO alien section? Because you couldn't tell? It's really tough. If it's somebody who's dead and is wearing older clothing, how do you know they're dead? What if we're just seeing them in the past? But because we're on the same land, we're exchanging the vibrations in each other's reality. I bet you that ghost saw us or today's person over back then. And they probably said, I saw this woman and she had a light, something in her hand, maybe a flashlight, right? Oh, you're just imagining stuff. You're seeing things that don't make sense. Brenda? That's the weird thing about this whole mystery. And then we just found out last week, what about crop circles? Oh, yeah. Could be messages. Yeah. Very strange. Very strange. The one thing that I enjoy are the abduction stories. I like those experiences. Those are my favorite. Because somewhere in the millions of people who have had these experiences, whether they were having a fright night, scared out of their mind, they were dream frozen, whatever they call that. Something is happening to some percentage of people, and it's like 10% or less, right? Maybe 5%. Out of the millions Millions of people. That means 150, 500,000 people have had legitimate, unexplained experiences in our lifetimes. In our lifetime. Times? Because it's all of us, it's plural. Still learning the English language. I'm forgetting now. See, that's why I think each one of us has some sort of vibration skill. Because of all the people that are talking about it, it's got to be true some way. And I'm just having a hard time pulling that together as a reality in my mind. Because if that's true, why am I not doing it? I don't get it. Anyway, we'll look into it further. We'll never know. But thank you, moderators and super chatters, newcomers and veterans. Thank you for making tonight an enjoyable one. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:30. Why did I say 7:30? 7 p.m. Eastern. Right? All right. 4 p.m. And then, November 2nd, we put the clocks back next week, 1 hour. Still be 7 o'clock, but it'll be 5 p.m. Pacific. That's next week. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hey, look, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Yeah. It's true. Alien bless.
There's a good thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound like treasured sites in Christianity?